good? What's poppin'? How you doing? Hey, honey. Hey, darling. Hey, kings. Hey, queens. This is Taria Vision Divine, and we are here for As Real as It Gets TV, and I am super pumped up and super excited. But most of all, I am very grateful. You know why? Because God saw fit to have us live another day. So let's give it up for that. Oh, hold on. I got my mute effects. Let's try one more time. Let's give it up for that. Okay, never mind, y'all. The sound effects ain't working. That's okay. We're going to keep this thing moving. We'll work on these sound effects in a second. Child, you know, sound effects, I always be trying to play it, sister. There we go. There we go. Yes, we are grateful to be alive today. I'm telling you guys, more than ever, I think with just the state of what's going on in this world, many of us are finding better reasons to be grateful. Hopefully we are. I put a challenge out there, a gratitude challenge. I see a lot of challenges that are going on where people are doing shot challenges, push-up challenges. I don't know what the one challenge is that you post with the picture. I don't know what it was, but I got tagged in that too, where you post your picture and tag 10 other ladies. But there's lots of challenges. Is there some shoot your shot challenges going on right now? Because for real, okay? But anyways, no, I'm just playing. Don't do it. Don't do it. But I am excited about the gratitude challenge. And so, guys, you know, one of the things I think that we should definitely do more of is show other people, you know, how to really be able to be in a great space. While many people, you know, I was watching Rhonda Hudgens, who we'll be bringing up soon, and she was just talking about there are a lot of people right now who are in a state of fear. And if you don't walk in a space where you understand the power of faith, fear sometimes for many of us is the only thing that we really know about. And when you're constantly inundated with the constant negative news, CNN, another bad creation, ABC, all of these different news channels, and all you're seeing is about all this the tolls of people that are getting sick and the deaths. All that does is it does cause you to have fear, right? But most of all, you know, we also have to take care of our mental health as well. And so even if you're living in a state of fear, because we are human at the end of the day, you know, one of the things that's going to help you is to be grateful, is to find things to be grateful for. You may not be in a position where you want to be. You may not have everything that you want, but some of you right now are blessed because you're able to watch this. This is a huge opportunity to be grateful for the fact that you can even watch a broadcast, because some people can't. You know, some people weren't even able to pay their bills right now, or they weren't a part of the extension where, you know, you might be able to not have to worry about your phone or your internet being cut off. So it's a huge opportunity for us to show gratitude. So I want to extend everybody that challenge of the gratitude challenge. And what I want you guys to do is post 10 things that you're grateful for and put that in a post, and then you challenge somebody else to join it. You know, I see all these challenges out here, which they're great and they're fun, but let's also remember, like, we've got to stay in a state of positivity, right? And so I challenge you guys, every single one of you watching this, to the gratitude challenge. I want you to post 10 things that you're grateful for. Are you grateful for the fact that you can still smell and see and taste? Because, you know, they say some people are losing their taste buds and their sense of smell. I don't know what I would do if I could not taste this stuff I love to taste. Lord Jesus, I'm so grateful. So the gratitude challenge, guys, every single person watching this video, you have been challenged, and I hope that you take the challenge and accept it, all right? So anyways, with that stated, I'm going to go ahead and get into our commercial, and then we're going to have today's topic with our ambassadors of Urban CEO. By the way, As Real as It Gets TV is a television show put together by Urban CEO Network. We are a nonprofit organization, darling. And Urban actually stands for unapologetic, real bold, action-oriented, and non-conforming. And, you know, I'm going to tell you guys, you know, one of the things we did, we had our Urban CEO Summits that took place. We had one in Atlanta and one in Houston. And as we continue to expand in new markets, we'll continue to have them all over. And one of the questions that we like to ask a lot of people, we say Urban stands for unapologetic, real bold, action-oriented, and non-conforming. Which one of those, or which of those do you feel that you fit? I would like to know, for those of you who are actually watching right now, again, unapologetic, real bold, action-oriented, and non-conforming. So I would love to know which of those do you feel you fit into when it comes to being an urban CEO. So with that stated, I'm going to go ahead and show a commercial, and then we'll be back with our ambassador. Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Taria Vision Avant, and I wanted to just jump up here real quick and tell you, have you heard about the Urban CEO Network? Darling, if you have not heard about Urban CEO, then you need to make sure that you jump on board. Right now, we have a special so that you can actually be a part of our Urban CEO Academy, which is our monthly membership program, where not only do you get exclusive access to events, discounts, and things of that nature, but you also get training that's designed to help you to grow your business. Right now, you can join for 7 days for free and see what we're all about. All you need to do is go to urbanceoacademy.com and check us out. For real. Like, we're the fastest growing organization right now, designed to help men and women that come from the urban community that want to grow in business, that want to grow in their career, or you simply just want to be able to grow in your life. Urban actually stands for unapologetic, real bold, action-oriented, and non-conforming. So come over here, check us out, join. We want you to be a part of what we're doing. 7 days free. You have really, it's a win-win situation, so you can see what we're all about, all right? So join. I look forward to seeing you guys there. I'm going to talk to you later. Deuces. All right, y'all. So yes, join the Academy, darling. Listen, we've got some new stuff in the Academy, honey. In fact, Lord, I'm tongue-tied. One of our ambassadors, but she's also our vice president of Urban CEO Network. She's going to talk to you guys about some amazing announcements, so I won't spill the tea, okay? But let me shout out some of you guys that are watching. I know Candace says, by the way, if you are watching my watch party, it's on my personal page. If you want to have your comments on the screen, you need to be watching from the Urban CEO business page or group page. So you definitely want to make sure that you chime into those pages. But let me shout out Candace. Candace, definitely thank you so much for typing notes for us. We are broadcasting on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter as well. But Candace says 10 things you're grateful for. Yes, this is the gratitude challenge. So hashtag gratitude challenge. And for those of you who accept it, if you post it on Instagram, tag Urban CEO Network. For those of you who actually do that and tag Urban CEO Network, it will enter you guys to win one of our body butters, okay? So these are our brand new body butters. We have a training in the Urban CEO Academy that teaches you guys how to start your own body butter business. And for the sake of just being sanitary, I'm gonna open up my own personal stash, you see? Yes, honey, this thing is like whipped cream, baby. So we're going to actually, what I'll do is for those of you who participate in the gratitude challenge, we won't just do one giveaway. I'm going to do 5 giveaways. 5 giveaways. So you need to go to Instagram, or you can tag us on Facebook, tag the business page, Urban CEO Network, and we will do the giveaway on our next show, which is Thursday. This Thursday, okay? So our next live show. So anyways, hashtag gratitude challenge, and make sure you got to put hashtag gratitude challenge, but you also have to make sure to tag our page. Thank you, Candace. Now, when I asked everybody, what do you guys see yourself as? Candace says she's non-conforming. Erica says real bold. Okay, I see you. All right. Zainab says she is all 5. As well as Nita says, I am all 5, girl. All 5 of those. And you could be all 5. You could be 4. You could be 3. You could be 2. You could be 1. Doesn't matter. How do you feel that you fit into being an urban CEO? Well, look, I'm going to go ahead and shift gears because I wanted to start having a new portion added to As Real As It Gets, where we can talk about just some real conversations about what the heck is going on in our lives, right? And as y'all know, as of the recording of this video, we are now, many of us, some of you are in states where there's a mandatory quarantine, and some of you are in a requested quarantine state. But we are having to learn to live lives in ways that we never imagined, and that is being comfortable in our homes. You know, yesterday I took a stroll in the bathroom, took a little stroll around the bathroom, and then today I took a little time and visited my closet, okay? So that's how I've been living my life. And so let me bring up some of our ambassadors, none other than, both from Georgia, by the way, but we have Candy Martin and Rhonda R. Hutchins. Hey, y'all. Y'all laughing?
Hey, Serena.
Yes, honey. I was taking a little stroll in the bathroom yesterday. I did a little visit, just sat there for a little while. And then today I was like, you know what I'm going to do? I haven't been around the closet in a minute. So I'm going to stroll through the closet on today. No, I'm just joking. But you got to make fun of these situations. And I'm going to tell you, guys, before we get into today's talk, one of the things that I've been doing is doing my best to make make not light of the situation, because there's nothing light of it, but finding ways to laugh more. Because for me, laughter, it creates energy within my body. How about you guys?
Oh, definitely the same thing with me. I try not to make light of it, but I call it pneumonia and the flu on steroids because it has a lot of the same symptoms, and we need to be basically doing the same thing, which is isolating ourselves. Turn the heat up, sweat it out. That's how we get rid of pneumonia and the flu. But I know it's more to it than just that. But at the end of the day, the more we panic, the worse it is. And it's not because of what's going on, it's because how we're reacting to it.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And
Oh,
I've been saying that. Listen, I'm more afraid of the people. I ain't afraid of necessarily the virus itself. I'm afraid of the people that are cutting up, and especially the ones who just stay locked in to everything negative. And please, out my inbox with that. I don't want no updates from you. We didn't ask for no updates, so please stop sending them. But Rhonda, how do you feel?
well, I have to agree with Candy. And laughter, in fact, laughter actually, according to the Bible, is good for us. It's like a medicine. And it's good for our bones. So if we laugh, we're healthier. They've proven scientifically if we're laugh, we're healthier. But here's the thing with the people who are living in fear. So let's just look at this from a scientific point of view. If anybody's listening that really are struggling with fear, I'm going to take it totally outside of what my faith side says. Let's go scientifically. Fear causes stress. Stress lowers your immune response, and it makes you more susceptible to whatever is going around, including the coronavirus. So it really comes down to use some common sense.
Mm-hmm. Pretty much. Pretty much. Common sense.
And
Got it.
let me also co-sign with Taria on that. Please don't send me this stuff because you're not vetting it. It ain't true. And if I can search Google and let you know it's not true. You can search Google and find out for yourself it's not true.
Absolutely. Yeah, people just find, I don't know what in the world be wrong with folks, like thinking like as soon as you find something, I guess you feel it's an exclusive. So you want to share it to everyone. But a lot of the stuff that is being put out there is not even true. It's not even true. We're not even doing our due diligence. So from us to you, if you've been one of those people messaging people about stuff that you saw on a video on a YouTube channel, Wikipedia. You remember everybody used to joke about Wikipedia. Anybody can create your Wikipedia. Well, anybody can create a YouTube channel and create whatever they want to say. And so we have to be conscious and aware of that, guys, and make sure that we protect ourselves. So the next thing I want to talk to you guys about is money. So I was joking, and a lot of the stuff I'm doing lately, y'all, I'm doing a lot of funny videos. I'm being silly, just to be honest. I don't know if y'all know that I have that side of me. I do have a little bit of a silly side. And I put a post because my apartment complex got the nerve to email us talking about it's a food truck outside. First of all, I'm not going to the food truck. Okay. I done went and bought hundreds of dollars of groceries in here that I never bought. I wish I would, after buying all them groceries, go and see somebody food truck. And this is no offense to anybody, any of my restaurateurs or any of that, because I've had a couple of people that own restaurants that are like messaging me mad because I'm not coming to their restaurant. But for me, one of the things that I am doing to save on money, because we do not know what the future will bring, is eating out. What are some of the things that you guys are also doing to save money?
My main thing is definitely eating out because, for the most part, I'm at home by myself. And so, like you, I'm running up and, I do have stairs. So I do them 13 stairs every day. And I'm making it a habit of actually doing them 10 times a day now, not just to go upstairs to my bed, but to actually just go up and down the stairs to not just be sitting around the house because of the fact that with us not having to, we're not mandatory not being able to go out, but to cut down on some of the time I do that. But I try to make sure that I'm not eating out as much as I used to because me and Uber Eats, they know me.
Listen.
um so I know somebody probably over there sick, just like when I stopped drinking Coca-Cola as much, some people probably lost their jobs and stuff. I'm sorry, but I got to do it this time. So I stopped eating out, and I'm looking into buying stock because what people don't realize is when we go through crises like this, we have a lot of problems happen with the stock market. A lot of stock go down, and now is the time for you to actually purchase stock. If you purchase it while it's low, then when it comes up, guess what you do? You make money. So we have to look into alternative ways of looking at how something is a disaster, how it can actually financially help us.
Absolutely. And let me shout out real quick since we're talking about that, because Angela Sims is watching right now. And she said, yes, hashtag making lemonade is my number one hashtag for my super girlfriends. And that's absolutely what you got to do. You got to make lemonade out of your lemons. And shout out to Pixie Lee, who's watching us. Sine, who's watching us as well. Hello, hello, hello. Hello to everybody. So Rhonda, what are some of the things that you're, let me add into that too, Candy, because what they're also saying in regards to investing into those stocks, don't, like, I was watching something today as far as in a one of them investment channels, and he was saying don't do it if it's something that you're looking for an immediate return. If you're ready, you need to have that type of income where you can passively invest and let it sit there for some time, because this is not going to be I invest this month and then next month. This is not like investing into Forex trading. This is investing into something that's designed to be long term. So we're going to bring on some experts too. We're looking for a few experts to talk about that. But please note, when you make those investments, we're talking about long-term investments, at least 6 months minimum. And we don't really know what's going to happen. So you want to make sure it's money that, you can put in there. Don't spend your money that's for your, well, I won't even necessarily say rent or mortgage, because many of us are getting the opportunities to not have to stress over that. Now, what I would like to do is find someone as well that can talk about the housing market, and like what to expect, because I don't know about y'all, but I'm thinking that if some people don't pay their rent, even when things get back on board, they're going to still have to pay that rent all together. Like, you now owe it all. So then it's a matter of, okay, positioning yourself, because when you come from the urban community, you already know, we know about if you got to make a move, right, before they made a move, right, on your credit. So the question is, how do we position ourselves in case that's the case? Because let's be real, that might be some people's situation, like to live it out until then. And so we'll have more conversations on that. I mean, there's so much we could talk about. But Rhonda, talk to us about what are some of the things that you're doing to save money.
Well, we don't eat out a whole lot at our house anyhow. We don't always eat the things we ought to actually go to the grocery store and buy, I'll be honest, but sometimes we do. But we really just do not eat out a lot. So at this point, it's like we left church yesterday, and my son and the little boy I'm keeping goes, so we're going to go have lunch. And I'm going, no, we're going to go to the grocery store. When we get home from the grocery store, we'll eat. Because there's no sense. Not, number one, a lot of the restaurants are closed except for takeout and drive-through anyhow. I said, and we're not going to go buy food when I spent $250 at the grocery store to get groceries out. Mm-hmm. His mom had gone and bought all of this extra food that she has brought for us to have for him. So one of my things is not, even at the grocery store, not buying things that we really don't need. Stock up, yes, but an example is somebody called here local in Douglasville, looked at someone's buggy, and while they were, I don't know, trying to find something else, counted week before last. This person had 87 boxes of macaroni and cheese in their cart. And I'm like, seriously? No one needs 87 boxes of macaroni and cheese. And so if you want macaroni and cheese, buy 2 or 3 boxes. Save some money. Don't stock up. It's not the apocalypse. So one of the things we're doing is looking at this basically week to week, because like Nancy said, we're not locked down. They're mad as heck at our governor for not locking us down. But I think he's being really reasonable, because other than right inside the city of Atlanta, even in the suburbs, we're not to where there's so many people gathered up. So, be smart, fill your car up if you have to. And that's one of the ways. I'm going to tell everyone how I save money. Every time I fill my car up, I use Gas Buddy, and I get points back. So then when I needed a new crock pot, I had points that needed to be used, and it was a $60 crock pot, and I paid $1.47 for that jewel. That's a locking lid and everything. Do some smart things to save money. It's not, so we actually take advantage of, if I buy this, then I get this in return. So maybe
Right.
those people who didn't want to use coupons, because I used to be the coupon queen. I had the notebook and everything. And now if it's not on an app, I probably don't have it. But I need to go back to that because that's a way of saving. I mean, I did. I sat in a chair yesterday at the grocery store, went through and made sure I had every coupon possible loaded to my Kroger card to buy my groceries, because every dollar I saved at the grocery store was a dollar I will have next week to buy something else that I need. So it's
Mm-hmm.
just use common sense is really it. Don't spend where you don't have to. Like you said, don't, you could have run down to the food truck, but you've got food in your house.
Yep.
You can still go to Starbucks, but you can also buy a can of coffee and a coffee maker for what Starbucks would cost you for 2 weeks. So, think
Period.
smart.
Period. Yeah, I've had to listen. I've made so many improvisions that listen. I'm good. And you're right too. Also being aware of the kind of foods that we're buying. So if you're going, the things that you want to stock up on are of course going to be stuff that they can last. And so like when I was at the grocery store, I saw people stocking up on like tons and tons of like items that will go bad. And so let's make sense here. And another thing is, like, I was paying attention to, well, I was going back and looking at some of the documentaries that people were doing where this virus initiated in China. And it wasn't ever to a point where people could not leave out to go to the market. And so I don't see them putting us in a position, y'all, where they're going to say, you cannot go get food. Like, that doesn't even make sense. And so we live in, what's crazy is we do live in the richest country in the world. However, with that stated, I don't see them putting us in a position where we cannot leave the house to go and get food. So again, back to the common sense, we got to think like everybody got to eat. So let's make sense here when we're doing those things. But yeah, and I mean, I'm sorry. It's a sad thing to say that a lot of restaurants are going to be hit majorly. But at the end of the day, like I ain't got it to be splurging out here in these streets. I don't know what's going to happen 2 months from now and where I'm going to be. So I have to make sense with this. We all need to start making sense with this. Yes, it's cool to support. And people say, well, support local businesses. And it ain't supporting me. There's a pause right there, period. Okay, so like we gotta be clear, y'all, because we all have things that we need to make sure that we are taking into account. Okay. Well, look, I appreciate how do y'all feel about this conversation too. Tell us some of the ways that you guys are saving as well. Also, what was the website you just mentioned, Rhonda? What's it called again? To get your points.
Gas Buddy. If they'll
Guess.
drop me a note, I'll send them a link.
Okay, so make sure y'all connect with Rhonda Rhonda R. Hudgens, and she will tell you the websites that you can go to get them good points, honey, to get you some free stuff. That's what we need to be doing, and that's a really good one. We need to be making sure that whatever we're using, try to find ways to incorporate ways that you can get cash back, okay, so that we can be saving money. So, all right, y'all. Well, we're gonna go ahead and keep it moving because, of course, we have another great guest that we're going to talk to in a minute. But one of the things, as you know, that we do every single week is we make sure to talk about some important information. So the first thing we're going to do is our announcements. And you guys had a chance to just hear from her, but she's going to go ahead and fully introduce herself and talk to you guys about the announcements. None other than Candy.
Okay, it's Candy with an E. Um, how you guys doing? I am Candy Martin with Candy Enterprises. I help small businesses, with their brand marketing and all of that, your social media, everything. I make sure you get posted out there so people can see, who you are. But anyway, if you are a part of Urban CEO, the main thing that you guys need to do is make sure that you are tuning in to our Facebook page, our Instagram page. Get into the group, but also make sure that you are checking our website, www.urbanceonetwork.com. Everything that you need to look at is there. We have all of our events there, which we have events coming up in June, as long as everything goes the way it's supposed to go. We're going to have our summits coming up in June. It'll be June 13th here in Atlanta and June 28th if I'm not mistaken, in Houston. We also will have our the urban CEO. You know y'all ready for the red and black ball. I know you guys are because I know I am. I gotta find an outfit. But that'll be in October here in Atlanta. So make sure you go onto the website and check those things out. But I know I told you guys earlier in the year about our ISO initiative, where we don't want anyone that is a part of Urban CEO to be going onto their personal pages and putting in search of anything. ISO, we're not doing that anymore. If anything that you need, you should be able to get it right here with us. Because with all of the business owners that we have associated with Urban CEO, they have what you need. And so what we did, our illustrious leader, as she always she went and found us a directory. The directory is up and popping. Everybody that is an Academy member, you should be checking your email because you already have a link where you can go in and sign up and get your businesses out there. And we're going to open it up to other people that are in the Academy. So you got to be a part of the Academy. So if you're not in the Academy, go to www.urbanceoacademy.com, sign up, because again, these are things that you guys, we have out there to help you. We have all kind of programs to not only help you with learning stuff that you already need to do for your business, but if you're trying to get a business and not sure what you want to get into, we got different classes to teach you about businesses that you probably can actually sign up for and start up yourself. So again, keep on going onto that website, check us out, and it's your girl Candy with the knee. Deuces.
Well, Candy, before you go, real quick, let everybody know too that you are the person, your company is responsible for all the social media stuff that we have up. You also make sure that you put the content out there. And I know right now a lot of people are looking for that help. So share with them that detail too.
So basically just anything Candy with an E. That's why I always make sure y'all know about that E, because that E is what makes me special. So anyway, but I am Candy Martin. I am Candy, all of that, whether it's on LinkedIn, on Facebook, Instagram, Miss Candy Kane. Again, Candy with an E. But Candy Enterprises does everything from creating websites to doing your social media posting. We even help you with events, whether it's online events, personal events, and all of that stuff too. So one-stop shop, you come to me, I got you, because I'm your girl Candy.
Awesome. Thank you so much, darling. I appreciate you. Yes, honey. I'll just be looking at some of the stuff that her company has put together as far as the post. I said, oh, that be having me look real like a superstar, honey. So I appreciate that. It is such a blessing to have her and her company a part of our organization. Well, you guys also had a chance to meet another one of our ambassadors in Georgia, and she has also another incredible business, and she's going to be sharing with us a little bit about what she does, as well as our quote of the day, none other than Rhonda R. Hudgens. Rhonda, what it do, boo?
Hey, Taria, thank you so much for yet another opportunity. Hi, everyone who's watching. Thank you, by the way, for taking out your busy schedule to watch As Real as It Gets TV. If you don't have 7 o'clock marked Eastern time marked on your calendar for Mondays and Thursdays, I only have one question for you. Why not? Who am I? I am the owner of Metro Brag Bag, which is a gift bag marketing and event services. We help you reach out to audiences and people you would never reach as a business by using gift bag marketing. You can buy a package, put your inserts in, and then we take those that great stuff. We put them in great gift bags for event hosts and event planners who have hired us to do their gift bags. So it makes it a win-win-win situation for the event host, the event planner. Actually, it's 4 wins if we get technical. Win for you, win for me, win for the host, and win for the attendees, because attendees expect anymore a really great gift bag at events. They want great information. And if you're going to give them a gift bag, give them real true gifts, not a bag full of paper. You don't even bother if you can only do paper. Hire us and you won't have to worry about that. We're going through a lot of stuff right now in this country. And one of the things that I use on a daily basis, and I share it on Instagram and I share it on Facebook, both almost every day, 7 days a week, to my story. So if you don't follow my story, you don't see it. and it's from the Gratitude app, and they actually set it up so you can easily share it. And today was a quote by Karen Salmanson, and I thought it was so appropriate. Anxiety happens when you think you have to figure everything out at once. Breathe. You're strong. You've got this. Take it day by day. And I'm going to really read that again because it was so powerful. Anxiety happens when you think you have to figure everything out all at once. Breathe. You're strong. You got this. Take it day by day. And don't try to take it alone. That's my addition to that. You've got a tribe out here, and if you haven't found yours yet, I invite you into our Urban CEO Network tribe because we let no one stand alone in Urban CEO Network. Thanks again, Toria.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Rhonda. I appreciate that. Listen, I felt like I was having an anxiety attack the other day. Another thing that y'all gonna get to know about me, I don't have no problem with telling y'all about Real Deal Holyfield. That's why it's called As Real as It Gets TV. We like to tell real stuff, okay, about what's going on in our lives. And so the other night I could not get to sleep. And you know, Rhonda, that makes so much sense when I'm thinking about that because I just had so much on my mind. So many different things. I'm like, how is this going to happen? How is this going to happen? How is this going to happen? And so I immediately turned to the Word of God and I started to be at a state of peace and understanding that some of the stuff that I was worried about, I needed to put onto Him, stop stressing over that, okay? And focus on the things that I can focus on. And that's what we've been able to do. And I promise you, the next day I slept like a baby. I'm not going to let nothing stress me. Just like I said in 2019, you're not going to stress me. That was my whole movement. Like I was not going to let no client, no potential client, because people will try to. You don't let people stress you. And to the point where if I felt like losing them as a client would give me better peace, I was willing to do that. Okay. And so the same thing, we're not just going to talk about you, but it's not going to stress me. That's not going to stress me. We're going to leave it to a higher power, our source, and know that all things will work out in our favor. Okay. How you doing? So anyways, thank you so much. I am super excited about that. Let me shout out some of you guys that are over here commenting. Sine, she's watching the live party. Sine says Candy does amazing work to keep you socially connected, and while we are socially distancing. Yes, she does. Angie says, love what Candy does for Urban CEO. Thank you so much, Angie Sims. She also says to Ria Vaughn, thank you thank you for the tons of videos that have been viewed over and over. 100K available on your YouTube page. Yes, indeed. I was looking back at some of my videos, Angie. I was like, bro, I have hundreds of videos on my YouTube channel and it's crazy, like lots of content. But yeah, thank you so much. Hashtag making lemonade. That's what we're over here doing. And yes, Urban CEO, we posted it right here. Check out the app. Shop kicks that get you points for buying things as well. You already buy. It's so many apps out here, guys, that we definitely need to plug into so that we can be able to take advantage. And then, of course, make sure you reach out to Rhonda as well for that other app that she was talking about. Well, look, it's now time to definitely bring on our guest speaker. But before we do, another thing that we're doing is we want to announce our book of the week. So we want to shout out Dr. Renee Sunday. If you guys know who Dr. Renee Sunday is, or if you do not know, make sure you look her up. If you've ever thought about wanting to start a podcast, you guys, she has a brand new book called How to Win with Podcasting that is coming out. And right now she is pre-selling her book. If you go to officialpodcastingbook.com, you can pre-order your book. The book is pretty much ready to go. So we are excited about her book. And at this time right now, more than ever, we have to find different ways that we can expose our business. And so podcasting is definitely the way to go. Okay. All right. So let's bring on our guest speaker of the day. Now, it's so funny because when she scheduled to speak on this day, we had no idea that we would be in the state that we're in right now. And while we were just, all three of us were talking about ways that we're saving, we referenced food. And right now, more than ever, they're talking about, understanding our mental health and where we should be right now. But many of us have gone out and bought up all the snacks, okay? The snack attack. In fact, I'm surprised I didn't buy more snacks because normally I am a snack attack type girl, especially if I'm bored. But I also understand that a lot of the things that we're eating right now could affect our mental state. And so I'm so excited to bring on with us, guys, none other than Jendayi Stafford, who's going to be talking to us about the foods that we eat. So Jendayi, hello, hello, hello. Child, we're a little corny over here, but that's okay. It works. How are you doing, Jendayi? You're in Virginia now. So what's going on over there?
So we just got an email today. They have closed all public and private schools down for the rest of the year, and we are on a 30-day lockdown.
You said the rest of the when?
What happened? Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. I think it's delayed, but you said they closed down schools for the rest of the year?
The rest of the year. They have closed all schools down. And they did a 30-day mandatory. They have shut down everything except for grocery stores, pharmacies. There are obviously the hospitals, but then there's some restaurants that were still open, and I think they're closing them down now. And then we are mandated no more than 10 people in a space.
Wow. Well, I didn't know that. And maybe that's been happening everywhere. I didn't realize that they were closing school for the rest of the year. But when does school typically finish for kids?
Here it ends like May, I think middle to late May.
Ooh, that's long. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. And the governor, he just put that out today. So, it's like just a couple hours ago, he just made that announcement. So.
Wow. Well, we're just going to continue to keep on, staying faithful and praying and listen, this is crazy. I never imagined in my life that we would be living in a situation like this. This is straight up like a movie. But I think that now, this conversation is so much more important, Jendayi, than ever, talking about our foods. But before we get into that, if you could, I didn't really give her much of an introduction. She is an author. She is a speaker. She is a coach. She definitely is a big advocate for talking about mental health and helping us to understand it because she specializes in it. She is trained in it. Jendayi, tell everybody a little bit about who you are and your story.
Okay. So I'm trying to figure out how far back to go. So currently I'm working on my dissertation for my PhD in developmental psychology. I'm a marriage and family therapist licensed in the state of Washington. I am a holistic whole body care coach. I'm a licensed minister. I am a former ABA technician. I used to do applied behavioral analysis with children and adults with autism. And I'm a child mental health specialist, a child and adolescent trauma professional. The list kind of goes on and on. I'm a lifelong learner. I do enjoy learning new things. But for me, as far as mental health and food goes, I was in the military. I got medically retired after 6 years because of an autoimmune disorder. And then as I was going through the med board process, I was on like 10 plus medication. I was gaining weight. I was tired all the time. I didn't feel like myself. And so when I got pregnant with my son, I had to stop just about everything. And I was constantly in pain. I was constantly swollen. So I was just trying to figure out, what am I going to do? And so that's when I started doing research into holistic, more natural ways to help myself. And with that, over the years, as I've learned more and developed more and, just studied more, I've kind of taken the things that I've learned and I apply that in my work now. And I help teach other people how to, get rid of the symptoms of the autoimmune disorders and the inflammation, depression symptoms, anxiety, and things like that, using everything that God gave us already.
So, wow, that's powerful. First of all, yes, you do have an extensive resume. And I honestly, it's not that I love that you had to go through what you had to go through, but I love the fact that you've become passionate about something because it's directly connected to something you've experienced. And I think with many of us, when we find something that we're truly passionate about, it has a lot to do with that. So now with you, digging deeper into understanding food and health and wellness and mental health, attached to food, question, does the food we eat, does that affect our mental health? And if it does, what are some of the things, Jendayi, that we should be doing right now to make sure we take care of that? Now, I know that's a long answer, so you can take it away. I'm going to take myself off the screen and allow you to share with us.
Okay. Absolutely. The food that we eat does affect our mental health. So along with the slew of other things that I listed, I also am a certified pharmacy technician because I wanted to learn more about medication and how they work. And then I also am an integrative nutrition and health coach. So I also learned about food properties and herbs and things like that. And especially in a time like now, you know, Rhonda's talking about the individual who had 86 boxes of macaroni and cheese. That is overkill on the processed foods. So when you're grocery shopping and doing things like that, you want to get raw, organic, if possible, foods. And again, you don't have to stockpile this. It doesn't necessarily have to be what's there in the fruit and veggie section. Frozen foods, frozen fruits, frozen vegetables, those work just as well. You definitely want to get foods that are like dark in color. So berries, dark leafy vegetables, you have greens, blueberries, grapes. I mean, there's all kinds of foods that we can be eating to help our mental health. And seaweed is another one. A lot of people don't necessarily like the taste of seaweed, but you know, some grocery stores will sell the seaweed chips. That's a good alternative when you're snacking, especially like usually when you're going for foods, you want something that's high in salt, crunchy. If you get carrots, those are good to supplement instead of sitting around eating junk food and things like that. But all these processed foods have all these chemicals, and you're putting all of these things into your body. And when your body feels bad, your mind feels bad, and vice versa. You know, when you're not mentally doing good, it affects your physical health. And so absolutely what we're putting into our body, like if it's not going to energize you, if it's, you know, just processed high fructose, this and that. And I mean, if you can't pronounce the things on the label, then what do you know that what are you putting in your body? You know, there's a lot of research that's shown Kraft cheese, you know, I don't know if people have seen that, but when you light it on fire, it doesn't melt like normal cheese should. It actually turns black because it's burning because of all the chemical and the plastic in the cheese. So there's a lot of certain processed foods like that we're putting into our body. So if you're putting all this plastic and things in your body, you know, you're going to start getting these symptoms where you get these autoimmune disorders and things like that. And then, of course, that brings on depression, anxiety, and things like that. So absolutely what we're eating is playing a huge role in our mental health. And especially with social isolation right now, a lot of people don't know how to deal with this. I don't mind being in my home, particularly, you know, when I had better internet service, but I don't mind being home. I enjoy, you know, being not in the vicinity of other people all the time, but some people are really having a difficult time with this. And if you are one of those people, the last thing you need to be doing is sitting here eating all this processed food. It's not, I mean, you need your vitamin A, B, C, D, E, K, folic acid, and you're only going to get that from the healthy raw foods that you eat.
That's good. And I know that Zainab is watching. Zainab loves them kale chips, honey. I was with my sis one day, and she was in the store buying them things. Like, honey, I was like, good Lord. She was like, no, these are crack. And so, well, maybe I'm going to try some since you say that this is a good thing to eat. Because, you know, I definitely want to make sure that I am being aware of the food that I'm eating. So can I ask you this? You know, they say, like, you want to get non-perishables and stuff like that. So is it safe to eat canned goods? I know they say canned goods are not made the way that they used to make them or whatever. How do you know if you're getting the right kind of, you know, non-perishables to use in a time like this? I understand that it's best to try to do fresh. But for some of us, you know, we also, some of us can't cook or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So we get some canned goods. What is your recommendation on that?
So canned foods are good. You just definitely want to make sure it's not a lot of sodium in it. You want to make sure that they're packed in more of their natural, like water or things like that. You don't like canned fruits. A lot of those are canned in high fructose syrup. So if you can find one that's canned in the natural juice, of course, that's much better. Again, when it comes to the vegetables, you just want to make sure that it's not a lot of high sodium in it. If there is, you know, just strain it and then rinse it off under the sink. That'd be just fine. Frozen fruits and vegetables are excellent to have. They're usually plucked fresh and then flash frozen. I think most of them are. So those are good to have as far as non-perishable items. And then, of course, you have rice and beans. Like if you get dry beans, those are really good to have, and it's things that stretch out. Of course, you want to try and stick more towards the whole grain rices, or like the whole grain. All rice is whole grain, but the brown rices. So stay away from like the white rice too much. So you want to go with the brown rices and things like that.
Okay. So that's really good to know. And guys, if anybody has any questions while Jendayi is here, please make sure to ask them. So another question that I do have is water. So where was I at? Oh, I was at an Italian restaurant. This is before like the lockdown happened, right? So y'all, in case y'all don't know, Italian is one of my favorite foods. So I was at an Italian restaurant and the guy was like, well, you know, our water is filtrated. I was like, I didn't think it wasn't. But apparently that's a big concern for a lot of people. What should people be doing? Like, is it okay for us to be drinking out of our filtrated water systems, or what? What should we do?
I mean, water is always a good thing. I feel like a lot of people don't drink enough water or don't take in enough water. So you can get water from the foods you eat. So if you're eating a lot of fruits and vegetables, you can get your water intake there. You're actually supposed to have at least half your body weight in ounces of water daily to stay hydrated. And most of the time, if we're over there eating French fries or, you know, a lot of heavy meat diets, you're not getting the water you need. As far as where it's coming from, I mean, they say there's better water than others, and I'm sure to some minute degree, like you want X amount of water. Like I feel like this whole thing about Dasani water, I don't know what the deal is with that. Everybody steer clear from the Dasani, but
I don't want no Dasani water. They say Dasani ain't right. Dasani ain't honest. He ain't honey, like honest. I don't know. Look, I got my water from this is my Whole Foods alkaline water. And by the way, speaking of that, because I see Rhonda was asking, do you have any advice on like alkaline, or I don't know, you know, you got distilled water, you got spring water, you got alkaline water, honey. It's too much water in the world.
And honestly, I think I'm not for sure, but I think the difference is just the pH balance of the water. Again, I'm not the expert in that. To me, water is water. I used to drink the water coming out the spigot in DC that's full of lead. So, you know, I survived. But again, I think as long as you're drinking some water and it's not like, you know, out the little hole in your yard, I think you're safe. Again, some people say certain waters taste different. Some water tastes thick. It's all to the individual. So, I mean, as long as you're taking in water, I think you're good. When it comes to certain types of water, I'm going to have to do further research on that for you guys, or you can look it up yourself. Don't use Wikipedia. Yeah.
Right. Do not use Wikipedia, y'all. Do not go to YouTube and be looking up the videos too. Because listen, I was looking up a video on YouTube with this girl that was doing some kind of hair treatment. And then somebody was like, no, that is going to make your hair fall out. Okay. So because they got a following don't mean everybody know what the heck they talking about. Okay. So Jendayi, my next question would be, where is it that you specifically would help someone? Because right now, of course, you know, mental health is a big issue. And many of, you know, our fellow Americans and even our fellow world, I don't know what we would call them, they're dealing with challenges. So if somebody were to seek your services, where would you specifically be able to help them as far as where they need to be?
So the nice thing about the holistic whole body care program is because I do have a lot of credentials and things like that, and I have done a lot of different things, I've taken those different aspects and worked them in together. So right now, some of the things that people probably need are coping skills. I have found working with a lot of adults and children, there's not a lot of emotional regulation. People don't know how to regulate themselves. They don't know how to deal with the anxiety. They don't know how to deal with the depression because they don't have the tools to deal with it. So that's definitely one of the things I would be working with individuals. I would help them as far as when we were just talking about earlier with the financials. I would help them be able to eat food that isn't going to break the bank, knowing that people are struggling financially at this moment. There are foods that you can get at the dollar store that are just as good for you, that are all natural, that are whole foods, that are canned foods, even frozen foods that you can get that are still good for you. There's a lot of different, just different areas spiritually. There's a lot of churches. So here we had to close our church doors because you can't have more than 10 people now. And so what my church has done and our pastor has done is he has done Facebook Live church. But still, people are having a hard time because it's not what they're used to. A lot of people don't like change. They don't do well with change. So those are the things I kind of help with too. So during the initial assessment, obviously I would have to go down because it's bio-individual. So it's based on that individual's needs at the time. Everybody's needs are different. And so I would just sit down with the individual. We go over, some of the top things that they're dealing with. And then I would work with them on some of the key issues. So some of the things that were more high need than others. So sometimes maybe people are having more issues with the spiritual and the coping than with the eating habits and with the physical health. So I would just, sit down with them and see what their needs are.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And I know Rhonda was saying that she has a huge sensitivity to Kraft singles, and it causes like a hive-like reaction. So yeah, definitely probably came from all them plastics, right? I mean, literally, now that is a video you can look up. I've seen that video that you're talking about, Jendayi, where they're taking the cheese and lighting it, and all it's doing is just turning black. It's not melting. Cheese is supposed to melt, right? And then now Rhonda was asking about ancient grain. Do you know what that is? I don't know what ancient grains is.
I have heard of that. Yes, that's a good food to consume if that's what she's asking.
Yeah,
like the ancient grain breads and things like that. Yes.
Oh, that is good. Okay. Is that like the what's it called? What's the name of that bread? What's the name of the bread? It's like for fasting. It's a fasting bread. I'm gonna get Rhonda. Rhonda know what I'm talking about. But anyways, okay, I know they're not good though. They nasty. But anyways, look. Look, you know what? Another thing I was gonna say. I was like, this also for anybody that has been saying for a long time, like this is the time where I'm gonna get healthy. This is probably one of the best times to do it because you're not going to be distracted by outside food. You know what I mean? And so like, even for me, like I know that I can crave certain meats and stuff, but I've been finding that because I'm not around all of that all the time, it's easier for me to just say, you know what, let me not get any meat for this particular meal. So I think that that's also a really, really good thing. I know for some of us, we like, girl, it's going to take me a little bit longer than a few days to not crave any meat, but definitely, I appreciate that. If somebody wants to get in contact with you, Jendayi, what do they need to do right now? I'm pretty sure you got something to give everybody to get rocking and rolling, and then an opportunity to work with you.
Absolutely. So they can find me on Facebook at Jendayi A. Stafford. I'm on Instagram, DCBaby_VA lady. They can go to JendayiAStafford.com. And then you can see the services that I offer, and you can get a hold of me that way. So yeah, I have one of the things that I was doing is because of the area. So we have confirmed cases an hour north of here and confirmed cases an hour south. So Richmond and Charlottesville. And so again, with the shut-in, and people are now becoming, including myself, are now becoming homeschooling parents, which is there's a whole nother topic.
All the parents in the world.
A whole nother topic. Look, we went and bought out we got a lot of alcohol, that's all I'm going to say. But
listen, I've been hearing the pain. Because it's one thing to have your kids home for break because they're not learning, but then to be like, okay, now we got to do these studies. And you realize, like, what in the world? I think I saw somebody the other day talking about, why do I not understand third grade math? I was like, oh, Lord.
That was me. I said, how am I working on a dissertation?
And that was you. Yeah, I know. I was going to say, I saw somebody. It was you. I was weak. But listen, I'm telling you, because that's a lot of stuff that we did learn back then. We were like, we don't eat this, and we have not used it. So it's kind of like a little rusty.
Look, but I think
For
the
some of
struggle
us.
is real. Okay.
Look,
But
I am praying for all of you parents out there for sure, for
it's
sure.
a
Okay,
struggle. But
it's another
well,
struggle.
but because of that, what I've offered is I call it express counseling. And so I tell people it's a 30-minute session. So I had to take pretty much my hour and a half long sessions, and I've chopped them down to 30 minutes so that I can see more people. And typically with the level and skill set, or however the insurance companies do it, which I don't take insurance, first of all, for this, but this is a session that would typically cost somebody $45 at least for that 30-minute session. And what I've done is I've cut it down into 30-minute sessions, and I've done it for $15. That way it makes it more affordable for people, and they can do it up to 3 times a week. So it filled up quick. I do have open spots still, but it definitely filled up quicker than I think I was anticipating. I thought it would take people a little longer to get to that mental breaking point, but apparently, as time has gone by and we've already had our kids out of school for a week and a half trying to do the homeschooling thing, some of these people were like, no, I need your services now. Like, can I start today? Do you have something in 15 minutes? So,
Can I get
so I do
5?
have,
Can I get 5 on it? Oh,
yeah.
absolutely. Well, Jendayi, thank you so much for being here. Everybody, please make sure that you go follow her, connect with her. I'm sure many of you guys that are watching this could definitely use her services. She is here to help. Any last and parting words that you would like to leave with our viewers?
I would say just take it a day at a time. Don't, especially for those of you who are homeschooling, don't feel like you have to know it all. You're not a teacher. That's not the profession you were in. Um, Take it, I mean, literally, you have to take it a day at a time. Don't be so hard on yourself if you didn't do anything all day long. That's fine. Like, this is a time where I think it's a really good time for people to learn themselves. So I think we get so caught up in the hustle and bustle of doing everything every single day, doing things for other people. Like, this is the time. And, I'm with Rhonda. Like, the word of God says that if my people who are called by my name shall humble themselves and turn from their wicked ways, then shall they hear from heaven. He's doing a work right now. And so I think if we take this, what we see as negative, and start working on ourselves, we can increase our spiritual life, increase our mental awareness, increase our physical. I think if we just take that time for what it is and start to meditate on things, whatever it is that you meditate on, I'm like Taria, the word of God is good. That's a good medicine to meditate on. But I think you're going to see things. God is going to open up things. I think he's going to show people things that they otherwise would have canceled out because of all the hustle and bustle in the world. And so I think this is now a great time for people to, try that hobby. If you wanted to paint, paint. Taria has an amazing book. Oh my Lord, was it boot camp or book camp, boot camp? I don't know. I get it all confused. But I did it the last time you did it. And I mean, it was a wonderful experience. And if you've thought about writing a book, now is the time to do that. You have nothing but time. So I think now is an excellent time for people to self-reflect and figure out what it is and who it is that they are. So I'm going to get off my soapbox now because I'll start preaching to y'all.
Well, thank you so much, Jendayi. Absolutely. Look, plug into where you can plug in. Y'all, I've had a busy day. We've been grinding, we've been hustling, staying focused forward. Anytime a little bit of fear tries to slip in, I make sure to turn to the word. I make sure to turn on things that make me, do things that make me happy, which y'all know if y'all watch me on Instagram, I love dancing. Learn, take this opportunity to learn. I thank you so much for plugging the book camp. The book camp is $97, but many of you guys can pre-sell 5 books. You can find 5 people and you can then be a part of the book camp. And so there's opportunities, guys. And another thing I'm going to add before I bring up this last thing I want to share with you guys is for anybody that's an entrepreneur, most of us that are watching this, you're either an entrepreneur or an aspiring entrepreneur. Now, if you happen to be in a business where you sell your own product or service that you actually created and you sell it, this is also an opportunity for you to expand. Let me put you where I need you to be real quick. Many people are going to build companies right now that are going to become 6 and 7 figure companies. The way that they're going to do that is because they're going to bring on a team. The easiest way for you to grow is to grow with other people. This is an opportunity, guys. People are losing their jobs. If they haven't lost them yet, some are on the way because there's so much cutback that is having to happen. And so you have people who are now willingly looking for opportunities. I opened up my doors the other day. Now, this is crazy because a lot of people ain't yet got uncomfortable. Too many people are comfortable right now, but I promise you, there's going to be some people uncomfortable that are going to step up and step out. Let's just say you might be a business owner of your own book. You have your own book. This is your own product that you created. You could find people that would be willing to sell your book. Now, granted, it won't be a huge profit, but the way that I look at it as this is that if you learn how to leverage your books properly, you can be able to make money from the people who buy your book. So if somebody refers your book and they sell it, they can get $10. Why don't you stimulate the economy as well? Some of you guys have your own products. You got your own body butter. You sell your body butter and allow other people to sell your body butter. And you give them a commission. This is the time right now for us to be creative, but also for us to live in an abundant mentality. An abundant mentality means that all of us can win together. And so I'm putting that's another challenge. I put it out there. I say, anybody that's in the coaching space, shame on you if you're not offering your clients, at least your clients, an opportunity to refer business to you and them make money. I'm being dead serious here, guys. If you are selling a product that you own all of it, it's your product. I'm not going to say shame on you, but create a way where even if it's just a few bucks, as Rhonda told you, can go a long way. See, in this time right now, there's going to be some of you that are going to catch on, and you're going to bring on a sales team. You're going to bring on managers. You're going to bring on so many different people, and your company is going to go from not being known to now a 6 and 7 figure company. I already know for a fact there's no way that my company, Show Your Success, can become a 7-figure business by itself. It's going to take a team. So I wanted to finish it with that. Also, guys, we have the Profits Conference that is coming up. Now, due to the event of what's going on in the world, okay, if you still register by going to theprofitsconference.com, okay, profitsconference.com, theprofitsconference.com, you can register. It is free to register. Somebody gonna ask me the other day, this is what be wrong with people, y'all. Somebody gonna ask me, well, who should register? Anybody that like free. We're doing daily giveaways. It's going to be a virtual conference. And if you're trying to profit in business, if you're trying to profit in mind, if you're trying to profit in body, anywhere you need some profits, anywhere you need increase, you should register. And then you should show up. Stop registering for stuff and not showing up. All of the things that we're dealing with right now, this gives us the opportunity to hold ourselves accountable. So you can register for theprofitsconference.com. The physical event that was going to be taking place April the 18th in Atlanta, it does not say postponed yet because we want people to be able to still register. However, you also get automatic access to the virtual Profits Conference. Every single day, if you've ever been a part of any of our virtual events, we do daily giveaways, okay? So we're going to be giving away some great items. Last time we gave away microphones, we gave away lights, green screens. We're doing it again, okay? This right here, this is a green screen. Let me show you what a green screen does real quick. Boom. Maybe not. Hold on. Look, oh, let me change the fade level. You see the green screen just like that? I was able to change my whole background. It looks like I have brick building. But see, if you want to change it to a castle, I can change it to a castle. You see that? You see? I can change it to a castle. I just have my green screen only doing half of the background. That's why it looks like that, right? So we're giving away all types of stuff, guys. All you have to do is be registered and show up. So go to the Profits Conference. Jendayi is going to be one of our speakers as well. We have tremendous number of speakers that are going to be joining us for this virtual conference. The physical conference is also going to be still going on. We're just postponing the date. So make sure again to register. But for sure, and I hope I made somebody feel feel upset. I hope I made somebody upset, because I think in this time right now, many people are looking for opportunities, and some of us right now, we haven't. Create a way so that we can stimulate this economy. All of us, if you're a coach, you already got one. You got a program, you got a service that you can offer. Find other ways to get you a sales team to put the program and the service out there, okay? All right, with that stated, y'all, I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much to Jendayi Stafford for just being another amazing speaker for today for As Real as It Gets TV. Thank you to our co-host, Rhonda Hudgens, as well as Candy Martin. Guys, thank you guys. Look, Candy, I was about to call you Candy Burris, girl. Look, I don't know. You know, Candy got them millions, honey. That's what I guess God wanted me to say that into you, honey. Speak the millions into your life. How you doing? All right. So anyways, with that stated, y'all, that is another edition of As Real as It Gets TV. I hope you guys appreciated it. Please share this. Please let the word out. Let people know what we're doing out here in these streets. All right? Deuces.